while carrying food and punishing him to stay hungry for days. One night, Yunoshin gets attacked by 3 of the high-ranking men, who think Yunoshin is pretty and want to fulfill their physical desires with him. However, Yunoshin easily defeats them and sends them away. The next day, Yunoshin talks with one of the members working with him, Sugushista, and tells him about what happened to him at night. Sugushista replies that it's normal for men to have a physical relationship with other men in Oku. He mentions that as there are no women in the Oku and the lady shogun is only 7 years old, the men are compelled to fulfill their desires by sleeping with one another. He also tells Yunoshin that if one is able to make a good relationship with higher-ranking men, he has a higher probability of getting promoted to an upper rank. Hearing this, Yunoshin feels disgusted as he feels like the men are wasting their seeds on one another, when they can actually help other women outside the castle bear children and give them a purpose to live. In the following scene, while cleaning around the castle, Yunoshin hears some people practicing dojo and peeks at them through a small opening from outside. After looking at them for some time, he starts practicing the dojo moves using a broom in his hand. Luckily, Yunoshin gets spotted by Fujinami while practicing, and he asks Yunoshin to enter the practice room and join the others. Fujinami seems impressed by Yunoshin's dojo skills, so despite the men of Yunoshin's rank not being allowed to practice dojo, he makes an exception and allows Yunoshin to fight with one of the most successful dojo fighters, Sudoka. Everyone just laughs at Yunoshin and presumes that he will be beaten up, but surprisingly, Yunoshin doesn't take much time to defeat Sudoka. Even after getting beaten by Yunoshin, Sudoka continues to belittle him and make fun of his unworthy dojo talent. Later at night, Yunoshin has a serious conversation with Sugushista, telling him about his negative feelings about the Oku group. However, Sugushista tells him about how Oku helped him earn money for his family and continue his living. Hearing this, Yunoshin considers himself lucky to have been born into a supportive family. The next day, the news of Yunoshin defeating Sudoka spreads all over Oku, and other men start liking and complimenting Yunoshin. At night, Sudoka, who gets despised by Fujinami for his loss, approaches Yunoshin and challenges him for another face-off. At first, Yunoshin refuses, but later he agrees to fight as he cannot stand against the order of high-ranking men. After a fierce battle, Sudoka again loses to Yunoshin, and because of the humiliation of the loss, he takes his own life. Seeing Sudoka struggling to die, Yunoshin approaches him and decapitates him out of mercy. The next day, the 7-year-old lady shogun unexpectedly dies due to an illness and is replaced by an adult, a more vigorous and strict shogun. She is determined to work for the betterment of the country and plans to uplift the economy and make further development. She immediately fires a lady who suggests she wear fancy clothes and look beautiful all the time. Later, the new shogun visits the city to collect information about the situation of the people, disguised as a normal person. She witnesses men being kept in brothels and being treated as commodities. On the other hand, the men in Oku get excited and start preparing themselves to compete with each other and impress the new lady shogun. Only the higher-ranking men are allowed to come in front of Lady Shogun, so Yunoshin has no chance to meet her. Luckily, the same night, Fujinami calls Yunoshin and promotes him to a higher group, making him eligible to compete with others for the service of the queen. Later, while finalizing his dress for the occasion, Yunoshin meets with the tailor, Sakewa, and selects a dress having minimal designs and simple colors. Following this, Sakewa works hard and prepares a beautiful dress for Yunoshin. Impressed by his work, Yunoshin tries to provide Sakewa with something precious but finds nothing to give. Hence, he just kisses Sakewa as an appreciation for his work. The scene then shifts to the day where all the higher-ranking men gather to greet the lady shogun. As other men are wearing vibrant